Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so lucky to have Ricky Carruth today to join us. He is one of the top real estate sales coaches. So without further ado, please take it away.
All right, thank you. Good to see everybody. Let me get myself up here. Let me fix a couple things
Oh, it worked.
so I can see everybody. Let me see the chat. All right, cool. So first thing, let me just see how many of you guys are already following me or know about me, etc. Just put that in the chat and let me know about that first. That way I can figure out who I'm talking to here, and then we can dive right up in it. And again, just to just refresh my memory here, we're in Chicago, right?
Arlington Heights is our main headquarters, and
Mm.
then we have 10 locations within the Chicagoland area.
Oh, let's go. Let's go Chicago.
Yeah.
All right. Nice, nice. Okay, cool. So, guys, I'll tell you how I'm going to do this today. I'm just going to just go on a little rant that I hope you get a lot of value out of, and it sparks something in you and maybe changes your perspective just a tad on something that'll give you a different direction in your business. Because all you need is that one shift in perspective to change the direction of your business for the rest of your life and rest of your career that will literally make the difference in you reaching your dreams or not. So I'm gonna do that for a little while, and then I'll do some Q&A. So if you guys want to, as I'm just screaming at you, and you think of a question, or if you already have a question, think about whatever that biggest struggle is in your business, what that key constraint is, the bottleneck, the thing that you believe is the one thing that's holding you back from scaling your business. Because I'm here to tell you right now, there's really nothing in the way of you. Like the business is there. It's just a matter of you unlocking whatever the bottleneck is holding you back so that you can grab that business. So we'll do that at the end if that sounds cool. All right. I guess I want to start out and say if you're not 1,000,000% fired up as an agent about the real estate market, about the future of the industry, all that good stuff, then I don't know what to tell you. Like you're believing a lie. If you look at the data that's happening right now in the face of a war. We're 89, 90 days into a war right this second. And we're selling more homes, like as a country, we're selling more homes than we were selling last year. That's crazy. In the middle of a war. We just hit our 34th consecutive month of year-over-year home prices. 34th. Like 2 more months, and we're 3 straight years, like 36 straight months of year-over-year positive home prices, and literally the worst market that we've seen in our entire lifetime. When you adjust for population, and all things considered, this is literally the worst market ever in history in terms of home sales compared to population. If you look at 2008, when home prices were down 50%, like if you compare now to 2008, it's like now is worse for agents. Like it's great for homeowners because we held on to equity, but for agents, we have to literally like get buyers to buy homes at all-time highs. And by the way, Chicago, I looked at you guys like you're at an all-time high. Home prices are up considerably from last year, and inventory I saw dropped like 30% in from last year. That is crazy. National inventory is flat right now compared to last year. We're fixing to go negative. That's the only thing that bothers me about the market right now is that I wish inventory would increase because here's what's going to happen. And if it wasn't for the war, this would have already happened. Rates were already down to 5.9. And I was expecting like a normal, not like a massive crazy spring rush, but just like a normal spring rush, which is normally really, incredible. We didn't see it right before the spring rush would have happened. We had 5.9%, 5.99% in mortgage rates, and we were headed right into the spring with that low mortgage rate, and the momentum was building, and then all of a sudden, boom, we have a war, and mortgage rates shoot up. and it kind of like flattened everything out. It's like, all right, well, it's going to be next year before we see that. Okay. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to tell you this, the longer a market is down, the larger the surge when it comes back. I learned this in 2008. I learned this during the BP oil spill. When I lost everything in 2008. We learned this during the pandemic. When you look at the pandemic, right, I want you to think about this. And I want you to really understand the job security that you have as a real estate agent, that deals are going to happen every single day for the rest of your life, regardless of anything happening in the market. And that is during that 45-day shutdown during COVID, where we literally could not talk to people face to face. Like we didn't know if like everybody was going to die, what was going to exist, not exist. It was literally the scariest moment, in terms of just like fearing for our lives that most of us have probably ever experienced. And like for humanity and everything. During that 45-day economic shutdown, 80% of the same amount of not only closings were happening, but pending deals. People were writing contracts on properties when we had no certainty of anything in the future. 80% of the same amount of people were writing contracts. Not only that, people were closing deals they had already put under contract before all that happened. Um, like if that doesn't go to show you. But my point is that when the market retreated during that time, I put out a video actually. It was April 28th. It's still on YouTube. And I said, the economy is when the economy reopens, we're going to see the largest real estate surge that we've ever seen in our life. And I realized that for two reasons. One, we had a pullback in demand, which only builds demand, and we had the stimulus that came out, and I knew that was going to increase inflation and people were going to go buy a bunch of homes. And what did we see? We see one of the largest real estate surges we've ever seen in history. How did that real estate surge occur? Well, you have to have a pullback before a surge happens. Same thing with the stock market. It can't go up until it goes down. Anything in life has to go down first before it goes up. So think about anything. Think about, we're in real estate. So think about it in terms of building a house. When you build a house, what's the first thing you have to do? You have to dig a hole. You have to dig a hole before you build up. When you plant a tree, where's the seed go? It goes down before it goes up. Anything in life that's going to go up has to go down before it goes up. And nobody, like agents included, most people will not allow their bank account to go down before so it can go up. Like it's got to go down before it goes up. Same thing with the real estate market. So right now we're in one of the largest, downturns like in history of the industry. What do you think is going to happen and the longer this goes on, the bigger that surge is going to be on the back end because all this pent up demand is brewing. We have more first time home buyers than basically we've ever had right now, like more than we've had definitely since the baby boomer generation. 30 something year olds that want to own a home. Like 90% of Gen Z say they would love to own a house. And by the way, affordability is getting better and better and better. Wage growth is outpacing home price growth right now. And that's the first time that's happened since 2008 as well. We're seeing affordability get better and better and better. But this is why I would love to see inventory increase, which is a big problem for you guys in Chicago, because if inventory doesn't increase and we just continue selling homes, especially at the pace you guys are doing it at, home prices are going to go up. They're going to shoot up, and that's going to hurt affordability. So that's why I'd love to see more inventory in the country, in Chicago, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm telling you, like if you're not excited in the short term for what's happening because we're in this downturn, and you don't use this as a moment to build the infrastructure to be able to handle as much business as humanly possible, I think the problem is you're not going all in because you don't believe these things 100%, or you're second guessing yourself, or you're doubting the process, or you're thinking, nobody's buying, nobody's selling. So what's the point? No, no, no. Look in your MLS, look at data. That's what I say. If you're not fired up about where we are right now, currently in the market, not to mention where we're going in the market, then you're just not looking at data. Look in your MLS right this second and look at your MLS and count how many closings are happening every single day, how many new listings are hitting the market every single day. I had an agent comment on YouTube yesterday, the day before, like, because I told agents they were stuck at absolutely zero. Like if I was stuck at absolutely zero, the very first thing I would do for free is I would search Chicago for sell by owners, click on the Zillow link, call every single one of them, as if they are a buyer lead. I don't want to. I don't want to list a for sale by owner. They're like the worst to work with. But man, could I stir up some business really, really quickly like that? And an agent said, you know, um, buyers are just not the way to go. Like I've showed property and they don't buy anything. And they're literally stereotyping every single prospect the same way. And I'm like, bro, look in your MLS and tell me how many deals are closing in your market right now. That's how many buyers that you say are useless are actually closing deals right now. Okay. I'm going to say this. AI is going to make you guys so incredibly filthy rich. And I don't know why we use the term filthy when we're talking about rich people. I've never known a rich person to be filthy, and I've never known a filthy person to be rich. But nevertheless, it's going to make you so incredibly rich over the next 5 years, 10 years, and beyond, even if you don't use AI. So here's what's going on right now. These brokers and like coaches and social media people and at these conferences and events, they're shoving AI down our throats, and they're basically telling us, hey, if you don't learn AI, you're going to get left behind. It's the same thing that we heard about social media 10 years ago. Like literally 10 years ago, people were saying social media is going to replace real estate agents, number one. With the same conviction, people are saying AI is going to replace real estate agents now. And they were also saying if you don't learn AI, if you don't get on, if you don't learn social media, if you don't get on social media, if you don't start creating content on social media, you're going to get left behind. And so, rhetorical question here, but like, do you have to create content on social media? Is it mandatory to create content to be successful as an agent? Yeah, absolutely not. I know a lot of agents who do not create content that are absolutely successful as an agent. I know a lot of agents who make millions on social media. I know even more agents who social media has become a massive distraction and literally crushed their business. Like it's so powerful that of a tool that it can very easily magnify and expand your business, and at the same time it just as easily destroy your business. Okay, same thing with AI. AI is a tool, and it can easily, because it's so powerful, magnify, expand, multiply your business. At the very same time, it can so easily destroy your business. How is that? Same reason social media can. You can get stuck in a rabbit hole, literally researching things, trying to learn how to use AI. Not to mention, people are getting lazy with AI with how they're communicating with clients, so letting AI communicate to the clients for them, and the clients know it's AI, and then they lose trust, right? And they run away. So you can't. You have to understand the power of AI and where it belongs in your business. Okay, so how is AI going to make you rich then if you don't even use AI? And by the way, everybody should use AI, et cetera. I'll tell you exactly how I think you should utilize AI in your business. But I want you to understand that AI is going to create so much wealth in the world from here on out. I think 2028 to 2032 is going to be like crazy. That's when AI is going to have some serious maturity. I think the AI bubble is going to burst, and all the AIs that aren't really bringing value are going to go away, and the ones that actually bring value will be left over. And I think this 2028 to 32 time frame is just going to be just absolutely insane. And it's going to create so much wealth in the world and primarily the US. I think half the global GDP that AI is going to add is going to be in the US. And what are people going to do? What do people do when they make a lot of money or a lot of wealth is created? They go out and they buy assets, which include houses. People are going to buy more homes, bigger homes, nicer subdivisions, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to see this surge. And I believe the largest real estate surge of your lifetime has not even come close to happening yet. We're going to see some serious fireworks. And it's going to be because of the wealth that AI is creating. So I'm just here to tell you, even if you don't utilize AI in your business, and so how do you succeed in a world of AI when you're not using AI? By understanding the actual fundamentals of the business, how to grow the business, what actually matters in your business, what moves the needle in your business, the things that actually build the business. AI is just a tool that you can utilize to become more efficient in your business, but it's not like a mandatory thing. You got to figure out what works best for you. Again, I'm gonna tell you exactly how I think you should use AI. in your business. But understand that like it's going to create so much wealth. These people are going to buy homes, and just the fact that you are an agent working on the fundamentals, you've built the infrastructure and foundation to be able to handle a lot of transactions. You are going to make so much money from AI because it created so much wealth, even if you don't use AI. So just please understand that concept first. The way you use AI in your business is not by going out and learning AI and figuring out how to, integrate AI into your business and all these things. No, 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 no. And by the way, a lot of us we're leaving these conferences and events feeling frustrated. We're feeling like, oh man, if we don't hurry up and like we have AI anxiety is what it is around learning AI quick enough before our competition learns it, before we get left behind, before we're out of the business. Oh no. And the truth of the matter is, we should just take a step back and breathe for a second. Focus on the fundamentals of the business because what's happening is we're leaving these conferences, we're going and spending like countless hours trying to learn AI, taking time away from actually building our business and helping people buy and sell properties. And we're basically learning things that are probably going to be obsolete in the next 2 weeks because it's changing so fast. Here's how you utilize AI in your business and how you should think about AI. It's like build a business. Like, let's just focus on that. A lot of agents who don't even have a business, like they're literally not selling anything. They're like going out and spending hours and hours trying to learn AI. No, no, no. You're doing it in reverse. Build the business, and then we'll figure out where to put AI in your business based on the bottlenecks. So what you need to do is you need to focus on the fundamentals of building your business first and actually build a business. As you run into bottlenecks, constraints, problems in your business, now we're going to take that problem and say, okay, now how can we delegate this to AI? How can we utilize AI? How can we integrate AI into our business to alleviate this problem, this pain point, this bottleneck? That's how you use AI. You let it happen in your business organically. You let it happen naturally. You may hear something online like, "Oh, this agent used AI for this," and then it may go in the back of your mind, and then you may run into a problem in your business, and you remember that that was said, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna see if that thing will fix this problem in my business." That's how you use AI because if you're just out there learning AI to learn AI, then you're going to waste a lot of time. And I'm gonna think about it like this too, how everything compounds. If you spent like, let's just say you spent an hour, just an hour a week on something that does not move the needle in your business, scrolling on social, researching AI, whatever it is, an hour a week, that's 52 working hours in a year. That's just an hour a week. Like let's say 2 hours a week. We're probably spending like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a week, maybe more, on things that are not moving the needle. Think about 2 hours a week. That's 104 hours in a year. Do you like 102? That could literally, if invested in the right place in your business of things that actually move the needle, literally would be the difference in you like doubling, tripling your business or not. But we chalk it up because it's like it's only 30 minutes here, it's only 30 minutes there, it's only 5 minutes there, it's only. It's like, no, 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 it's not only. Look at what it is when you add it up for the year and how many weeks, like 102 hours. That's more than 2 full weeks. Okay, let's look at 3 hours. 3 hours a week adds up to literally a month, a whole month, like a full, like 4 full, like 40-hour week months in the year that you literally waste on something that doesn't move the needle whatsoever. You could double, you could triple, you could 5x your business if you invested that whole month of working hours. I know I could. Like, you know what I could do in a whole month of working hours, like totally freed up to where I could just focus on the thing that actually matters in my business. What matters in your business, by the way? I'll tell you what matters. It depends on what stage of your business you're in, what part of the journey you're in, um, how long you've been in the business, what your core constraint is, et cetera, et cetera. But 99.999% of agents' problems is just a volume of more prospects. So they just had a higher volume of prospects. And the problem is they're trying to figure out how to get the prospect right in front of them to do a deal. So they spend way too much time on this prospect trying to get them to do something when that's not even the purpose of it. The whole purpose of helping a prospect is not to try to get them to do anything or try to figure out how to convert them. It's simply to get them to tell you what it is they want to do and why, so that you can help them do it. You're here to help people do what they already want to do. The objective is to figure out what that is, not to try to get, like, your job isn't to sell homes. Your job is literally to help people do what they already want to do. And people think of listing agreements as a written agreement in which a property owner hires you to sell a property. It's not. We're not here to sell homes. A listing agreement is a written agreement in which a property owner hires you to solve a problem of theirs that's in their life through selling a property of theirs. When they sell a house or buy a house, they're not buying or selling a house because they just want to for no reason. There's always something going on in their life bigger than the house that has nothing to do with the house, by the way, that's causing them to make the decision to buy or sell this house. And the problem, the biggest problem in the industry is that we do not tap into what's happening in the prospect's life. And if we do, we don't go deep enough to understand what's actually happening behind the scenes to the level where we could actually give them the highest level of service. How can you help somebody do what they're trying to do if you don't even understand why they're trying to do it or what they're trying to do? That's the biggest problem in the industry. We talk about like where they want to move, the criteria of the home, like if they want to sell, it's like we're like, oh, okay, great. When can I come meet you? I'm going to come show you how we're going to sell it, how we sell other homes, our marketing plan, what price we can get for it. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like if I were you, I would never sell this home. What's happening in their life that's causing you to make this decision to sell this amazing home? Like, tell me more. Tell me what's happening in your life. Oh, your daughter's graduating and going to college. Billy's gonna retire, and you guys have always wanted to be on the water. You don't need the extra bedroom. Like that, I need to know all these things. Where's she going to college? What's she gonna learn? What's Billy retiring from? How long did he work there? Like I need to know all these things before I can truly help these people and understand what their timelines are, what their motivations are, so I can put together a customized game plan for that specific prospect. Okay. I think the biggest reason that agents get stuck. So a lot of you guys, tell me where you're stuck. Like in the comments, just put like I'm stuck at 100,000 a year. I'm stuck at 200,000 a year. I'm stuck at 300,000 a year. I'm stuck at 50,000 a year. Tell me where you're stuck in your business. And I'll tell you the biggest two reasons why agents get stuck and why they never get to $1 million a year. Okay. Or not. So the reason agents get stuck at 100, 200, 300, there's two reasons. One, it's one of two things. They come in, like a lot of agents come in hot. They come in, they build their database up. They'll prospect, they'll get leads, whatever it is. They'll build their database up. They do a great job of staying in touch with everyone. Okay, they build it up for say 2 years. They start making like 150, 200,000, whatever it is, and they stop building the database and they just live off the database. Guys, past clients and referrals will only maintain your business, meaning that once you build your database up to the level of income you want, like you continue prospecting until the year you're making the amount of money you want to make. Once you hit that level, then you can quit prospecting and live off your database, and you will make that amount of money, whatever you built it up to, for the rest of your career. This happened to me. 2017 was the year I made $1 million for the first year. I completely quit prospecting altogether, cold turkey, everything, and just lived off the database. And I made $1 million every year after that for the next 4 years until I retired. The agents I've coached, it's happened every single time. I help them build their database up to the point that they're making the amount of income they want to make, and then they never have to prospect again. A lot of agents, they don't realize this concept. They don't think there's light at the end of the tunnel of prospecting. They just think they're going to have to prospect until they retire. It's not true. If you do it right, if you I'll say it like this too. There's not a single, I haven't come across one, a single like first year agent that has made $1 million in their very first year in the business. I haven't found anybody. I found a person that says they know somebody. Who knows? But and I'm sure like if there was an agent like that, we would have heard about them. They would be everywhere. They'd be doing podcasts. They'd be all over the place, and
Right.
it'll happen, I'm sure. But it's so rare. So why is that? Well, it's because there's not a lead gen. Like you got to ask yourself, like if you can't get there, like if no one's ever gotten there in their year one, that must mean that there's not a specific lead gen activity that's going to make you $1 million in a year just on the lead gen activity. That like there's not a lead gen that's going to get you to $2 million a year. Now, any lead gen, and I mean any lead gen, will get you to $1 million a year within 3 to 7 years if you have a mechanism whereas every single lead that you get, whether they buy or sell or not, remembers you forever. If you have a model, if you have a system, if you have a communication process, if you have a retention, if you have a nurturing process that allows them to think, wow, this agent's different. Like the first impression is, oh my goodness, this agent is different. I'm going to remember them. And then you have something in place where they actually do never forget you, and you can compound those relationships over time. Now you could take any lead gen activity you want and build $1 million business. Um, and so most agents, they come in and they build a database up for a year or two, then they just stop. Then they're living off past clients and referrals. And it's like, dude, listen, if more than half of your business, listen to this stat, if more than half of your business is past clients and referrals, so like 50% or more is past clients and referrals, it's really, really, really tough for your business to grow exponentially. You might see a little jump, you might see a little, 5% increase, something like that, but you will not see these large incremental increases in your income every single year. But if you continue to build your database and you're getting new leads coming in from a lead source, and more than 50% of your business comes from that new lead source, people that met you within the last 12 months, your business has a very good chance to exponentially grow every year, and your income will stair step every single year, all the way to the year that you're making the amount of money you want to make. Now, the other reason why agents are stuck is because they don't do a good job of nurturing and like staying in touch with everyone and et cetera, et cetera. So they're only worried, they're only focusing on the people that are right in front of them who are ready to buy or sell. And and so they're in a hamster wheel, right? They have no compounding relationships that can build up over time, and they're just dealing with the people in front of them. So here's what's going to like determine if you go out and make $1 million or not. When you talk to 10 prospects, okay, I would imagine like let's just say one or two of them or like potentially interested in doing something in the near future. Let's just say you talk to 10 prospects, one or two are potentially interested something in the near future. Okay, what you do with the other eight is going to determine if you're going to build $1 million business or not. And I'll tell you, 71% of agents are not selling anything. I believe that 10% of agents are going to make all the money in the future. I think that only about 10% of agents do the correct thing with those eight prospects. So what do? They treat the eight prospects the same exact way they treat the prospects that are ready right now. It's like, cool, you're not ready to do anything. Do you guys think you'll ever move? Do you think you guys ever move? Do you guys ever do anything? Are you like if I had a really good deal on a rental property, would you be interested in that? Like, tell me what you're thinking about doing in the future. Let me talk to you for a second. Let me connect with you because here's the thing, guys. All 10 prospects are going to do business in the future. Don't you want to do all the business with all 10 people, in your career whenever they decide that they're ready to do something? I do. That's the only way to make $1 million as a real estate agent is to treat all the prospects the same. And get them in your database to do whatever the nurture process is to make sure they never forget you. Like if you have a conversation with somebody that's not ready and you're talking about their future, what they're thinking about, and you spend time with them, they're like, wow, most agents, as soon as I say I'm not interested, they just run away. But this agent hung around and like got to know me for a second and understood what we're thinking about doing in 5 years and why we're doing it. Asked me stuff about my daughter and my husband and all these things. And they're like, wow, like that's the kind of agent I feel like is going to take care of me.
Right.
And so they remember you forever. And then now they start getting the weekly email or the text messages or whatever you got in place. And they just never lose those warm and fuzzies about you. And when it comes time to buy or sell, they're going to call you because they've never met another agent that actually treated them like that in that first conversation. This is the secret to everything. And I'll give you guys the number one skill, I think, that you should be thinking about, that you should be working on if you really want to go big with this. And then I'll take some questions. And I'll preface it with this. If you talk to a prospect and the prospect is not comfortable with you pretty quickly in the conversation, is there a chance they're going to do business with you? Absolutely not. There is no chance in the world they're going to do business with you. They do not feel comfortable with you. However, if within the first 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, they do feel comfortable with you, is there a chance? I'm not saying it's 100%, but is there a chance that they're going to do business with you?
No.
Yep, there is a chance. There's actually a good chance. So then, wait a minute. So like the number one skill isn't trying to figure out how to convert people or like how to do the marketing or like what the scripting needs to be or what color to paint the logo or any of that. The number one skill is how do I make somebody right in front of me feel extremely comfortable with me within a matter of seconds? How do I communicate in a way that they feel extremely comfortable with me within a matter of seconds? I can just stop right there. If you just can master that right there, then it's over. But to take it a step further, what are we making them feel comfortable for? See, we want to make them feel comfortable enough with us to tell us everything they want to do and why so that we can help them do it. Like this is literally the secret to building a massive business. Once you have this down, then it's just a matter of volume. Like how many people can I get in front of to make them feel comfortable enough with me to tell me everything they want to do and why so that I can help them do it. Problem is most agents, they're just focused on getting the listing appointment or selling the house or, whatever. It's like, no. When I'm making calls, my objective of making calls is not to get a listing appointment. It's not to, relist and expire, list it for sale by owner. If I call property owner, I'm like, hey, I see you got a nice 3 bedroom. I see you're in a nice 3 bedroom. Do you guys by chance need a 4 bedroom? I got a really nice one right around the corner. I'd love to show you. I'm not trying to sell that 4 bedroom. I'm using that 4 bedroom as an excuse to show them that I'm here to bring value, not just to try to see if you want to buy it, not just to try to see if you'll sell your house like every other agent. I'm here to help you potentially live a better life, have a bigger house, have a nicer house, have a newer house. Like I'm trying to upgrade your lifestyle and bring you value. But if you're not interested in that, that's fine. Now I've started the relationship off on the right foot. And now I'm here to listen to what it is you do want to do. Like, okay, we realize you don't want the 4 bedroom or the new house or whatever I'm pitching you. Great, we've checked that box. Now let's move on to what you actually want to do. Okay, cool. Do you guys think you'll ever move? Oh, you're thinking about doing something in 2 years and da 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 da. Now I got something. Agents are just so focused on like getting the listing appointment, like getting the deal, like selling the house. Stop. Just talk to people like they're your friends and family and understand what it is they want to do and why. Make them feel extremely comfortable with you in the first 3 seconds and then build off that. And then the sky's the limit. All right, I've chattered long enough.
So we have a question, Ricky. Somebody asked, last 2 years I got 100 referrals from my clients, but this year I am struggling. Why?
Who is? Can they unmute?
First, can you unmute?
Yes, hi.
How you doing?
Great, thank you. Thank you so much for helping us. So,
Absolutely. Did you find some value in the stuff I talked about?
yes, absolutely. I think I got an semi answer in my for my question, but I was just wondering because last 2 years my clients actually refer me to somebody, family member or something. So my business was good last 2 years. I made
Mhm.
my goals, but
Two
but
questions.
yes.
Two questions. Number one, where do you get lead? How do you get leads now?
So I really, really struggling with my marketing. I
Okay, so you're
don't
not
get
getting any leads.
no.
Okay. So that's problem number one, right? You have to have a lead source that's bringing in new people into your ecosystem so that you can show them who you are, how great you are, how much like you want to prove to them through the questions you ask that you care about them more than you care about the money. See, when you walk into a prospecting conversation, you should not care whatsoever in the world that this person does a deal with you or not.
Right.
Because if you care if they do a deal with you or not, then it takes time away because you're going to spend time thinking about how to convert this person. You're going to spend time with this person. It takes time away from the thing you actually need in your business to scale, which is a high volume of prospects. So get this. If you don't care if they buy from you, it gives you time to build volume. If you build volume, you don't care if they buy from you because you have volume. If you don't care if they buy from you, you communicate with them in a way that they want to do business with you.
Mhm.
Right.
It's literally how it works. So you have to not want the deal to number one, get the deal, but also to build a large, huge pipeline. So you've got to have a lead gen, and there's plenty of lead gens. Like pick one and go. And let me tell you guys this too. The purpose of lead gen, because a lot of people have this wrong. Most agents believe that lead gen, the purpose of lead gen is just to get leads to collect data. No, 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 no. The objective of lead gen is to create a conversation, real life conversation with the exact people you want to do business with. So it's like I want to have a real life conversation with not just anyone, but the exact client I want. I want to sell $1 million homes. I want to sell commercial property. I want to sell new construction. Okay, whatever it is. The purpose of lead gen is to talk to that exact avatar of person that you want to do business with. Okay, at the frequency, so enough conversations. So lead gen, the purpose of lead gen is to create enough conversations with the right people so that your business grows at the speed that you want. So if your business isn't growing at the speed that you want and you're in the building stages of your business, you're either A, not talking to enough people, or B, not talking to the right people. So like I think the first thing is it's like, okay, well, who do you want your clients to be? A, right? And then B, how are we going to go talk to enough of them on a daily basis for our business to grow at the speed that we want? Okay. So that's the first thing that you have to do. Like you got to have a lead gen in place. Like you don't like if you're not at the $1 million a year and you're living off your database to make $1 million a year every year or whatever your goal is. If it's a half a million, if it's 200,000, whatever your goal is. If you're not where you want to be and you're living off your database to make that every year, okay,
Sorry.
which is called the maintaining chapter of your career, like you're just maintaining at that point. If you're in the building stage still, you got to have a lead gen. Like you have to have new leads coming in so that you're growing your base with people that know who you are, what you do, and you're here to help. It's like you got to have that. A. B, that was question one. Question two, what do you do at number one? Or that's a two. Number two is a two-part question. How many people are in your database? So what's the answer to that?
That's about actually I originally I have 3,000 people, but
Mhm.
literally about like 300 of them I'm in touch with them. So
Okay, okay, okay. So 3,000 people, and then you're in touch with 300. That's how many people are in database. And then what do you do to stay in touch with these people to
I,
make sure
I
they never forget you?
yeah, I usually text them and call them,
Mhm.
say hi, how are you? Or
Yeah,
just pretty much
yeah,
time to time take them to breakfast or coffee or something like that.
yeah. So how can you do that across 300 people to maintain close relationships?
Just dial them or text them, say how you doing,
You
and
literally send out 300 texts and do 300 coffee
not
appointments?
every day, not every day, but during like every like 3 months to 4 months, I do actually calling or text
Yeah,
messaging. Like
yeah, yeah,
depends
yeah.
on like not every
Here,
day 300.
here's my point. Okay, you ready? What you're doing, your nurture model, your nurture process is not scalable.
Mhm.
See, in order for you to have a massive business, you have to have thousands of people who remember you like it's yesterday.
Okay.
And so like you have 3,000 in your database, but you're only staying in touch with 300. You're not really doing a great job there because you're only touching them like once a quarter,
Right.
right?
So what do you do to make it scalable?
That's what I'm fixing to say. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this point first is
Mhm.
like this is a huge, like you have to have something that is where like all 3,000 people need to remember you like it's yesterday. And you should be adding 1,000 a year to that base until you're making the amount of money you want to make.
Gotcha.
Okay. So how do we do that, Ricky?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you guys, the business is so incredibly simple. And a lot of people think of the simplicity of it and they're like, no, it has to be hard. So they go out and make it hard. I know agents that are doing like 15 things when like two of them are working really well, but they spend most of the time doing the 13 things that don't work well. And they're like, I just got to keep going and just be patient. It's like, no, you don't have to be patient. Quit doing the 13 things that aren't working that well and spend all your time on the two that are working that well. And you can literally triple your business today. You don't have to wait. But we're making excuses and chalking it up to being patient and just, we need to keep doing what we're doing. No, you don't. You need to change what you're doing if you want to scale. The simplicity behind making sure every single person in your database remembers you like it's yesterday is simply doing a weekly email to your entire database on the same day of the week forever that incorporates your opinions on things in the local market in a very easy to read 3 sentence format.
But I'm sorry, but if I do every week, it's gonna be like they thinking this is too much of emails in spam.
No, it's not. That
I personally,
why do you think that? What data tells you that?
well, I receive personally a lot of emails from the other, people. I get like overwhelmed and I subscribe. I mean, unsubscribe them.
Mhm.
The same thing it happens to my CRM in
Can I
past.
can I tell you something? Can
Yeah.
I tell you something? So for you to have that mentality, you're literally catering to the people who don't want to do business with you.
Mhm.
See, you're like, oh, I don't want to send out the email because people are going to unsubscribe. The people that unsubscribe are people that do not want to do business with you. The people that do want to do business with you, who would love to see the weekly content from you, to stay in touch with you, to remember who you are so they can do business with you, they're not seeing the content because you're catering to the people who don't want to do business with you. Don't cater to the people that don't want to do business with you. Cater to the people who want to do business with you and want your content.
Got it.
The objective is to put out a weekly email on the same day of the week forever to show the people who want to do business with you how consistent you are, how dependable you are, how hardworking you are, how knowledgeable you are, how you're in the market making it happen.
Mhm.
You're everything through the email at scale, mind you. You could have 5,000, 50,000, 500, doesn't matter, still takes you the same amount of time. You're showing people that you're the exact agent that they want. And the people that don't want that, they can unsubscribe. So your objective is to send this email out, hoping people unsubscribe. Your job as an agent is to filter through the population. There are 20 to 30% of people in your market in the world who would love to do business with you, who will love to do business with you, be loyal clients from now to the end of your career. The other 70% either don't like you or already have an agent. We don't care. I mean, I care about the 70%. I wish them the best. I want the best for them. But in terms of my business, I can't worry about the other 70%. I'm focused on filtering through the population to find that 20 to 30% that love me. They love my vibe. They love my information. They love that I care about them and all those things. And so, like, you want people to unsubscribe from your email because that's literally filtering out the 70% who do not want to do business with you. Meanwhile, maintaining very close relationships with the people who do. Otherwise, you're not going to scale. You can't scale trying to call 300 people because it's like you can't scale past that and you're not even doing a good job. You're not hitting them frequently enough.
Mhm.
Right.
And then
Does that make sense?
yes, do you suggest any top three lead generations? Because like some of them honestly is not really working well.
Give me one that's not working well.
Like for example, I logged into sold.com and other
I
similar.
wouldn't do I wouldn't do any online lead sources that are giving you leads. I wouldn't do
Oh,
any of those.
okay. So
Yeah, I
what?
wouldn't do any of those. I would trash all of that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So okay, so there's the big four. Okay, the big four. It's like, okay, and I'm going to ask you, what type of property would you love to sell?
Luxury.
Luxury? Okay, and what is that in your market? Like what price range?
Depends. It's from like 800 to 5 million.
Okay, 800 to 5 million. Okay, so let's just say like a million, one to 5 million. So what if you just incorporated the big four across only $1 million and up property owners in your market of your choice, by the way? What's the big four, Ricky? Handwritten letter, call, text, email. See, we get a 5% response rate on our handwritten letters, 5% pickup rate on calls, 5% response on text, 5% response on email. If you do one of these things, you're going to get a 5% response, 5% engagement. But if you do all four, now we're looking at like 15-ish percent. We're literally hitting and we're engaging with a good 10 to 15% of our targeted area that we picked, by the way. Like you send out 100 handwritten letters, follow up a call, text, email. You're gonna engage with a good 10 to 15 of those prospects. And literally, you sent letters to $2 million property owners. So you literally talked to 10 to 15 $2 million property owners for almost nothing, by the way. Like it doesn't cost much to send a letter or do a call, text, email. Now, a lot of people are scared of the calls, which you need to learn how to talk to people. But let's say you took that off here and you just did three of the big four. You're still getting a good, like, 7 to 10% of people just doing handwritten letters, text, and emails. But like, you want to sell luxury? Go talk to a bunch of luxury owners, and there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Spend literally 100% of your time only doing activities that create conversations with $2 million property owners. You can talk to as many of them as you want to.
Got it. Thank you.
See what I mean?
Yes. Thank you
Do
so
a
much.
weekly email though. Do a weekly email every week on the same day of the week forever. It will change your life. And by the way, it's the only way to get to $1 million a year.
Thank
You
you.
cannot you cannot get to $1 million a year if you're not compounding the relationships that you're creating. And it's like if you talk to someone, a prospect, and then like let's say you talk to like 30 prospects in a month or something, like just throwing a number out there, and like you know three of them want to possibly do something, and then the other 27 literally just never hear from you again because you don't have a system in place that makes sure they never hear from you again, that makes sure that they remember you forever. Then you literally wasted that lead gen effort because those people are going to do deals. Don't you want to do deals with those people? And will you do deals with all those people? No. But you need something in place that at least gives you a chance to do business with those people. And by the way, like I teach agents the weekly email and stuff, dude. Like, I mean, I've been doing it for almost 3 decades now. We still send it out, and my dad still sells, and like we still do the weekly email. I was making literally $1 million a year when I quit prospecting. The only thing I did was continue to do the weekly email. I didn't do social media. I didn't do open houses. I didn't do check-ins. I didn't check on people. I didn't send birthday cards or home anniversaries. Nothing. The only thing I did was the weekly email, and I kept on making $1 million a year off past clients referrals and referrals of referrals. We still get a 30% open rate on our emails. And this is across the board. All the agents that I coach, we're still getting 30% open rates across the board. So like I've been doing this so long, nobody can tell me like email doesn't work or, like it's not, you know, like it's outdated or it's XYZ. No, 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 no. I like it's still like the thing. And the thing you need to supplement with it is a text. Because now with CRMs, you couldn't do bulk texting back when I was coming up. I'm turning into a dinosaur here. But 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 now you can do these bulk texts to your whole database. So you should supplement the weekly email with the weekly text. And again, hoping, hoping they unsubscribe because it's like, oh, I know it's when you see unsubscribes, you're like, oh man, I know it's working. I never even looked at my unsubscribes, didn't care. All
So
right.
Gabby just asked, what kind of content do you put in the weekly email?
Your opinions on things. So like I tell you what people love, what they love. They'll open up every single email if you do this. If you do like Chicago new listing report and the date every single week, Chicago new listing report, and in there it's just a simple email. It's like, hey, hope you're having a great week. I've been busy. I showed 2 buyers this week. We're still looking for houses. Here's an updated list of all the new listings in Chicago or whatever the suburb is this week. Click here. I really like the one on Smith Street. If you see something you like, if you want to take a look or have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll send you a fresh list next week. Do people love new listings? The buyers want to see if something came up in their criteria. The sellers want to see if something came up in their neighborhood. Like that crushes. You can do that every single week. Super simple. But again, you're giving them insights. Like I'm busy. I showed two buyers. They can't get that on Zillow. I really like the one on Smith Street that you're giving them your thoughts on some things in this email.
So it could be
Um,
a deal of the week kind of thing.
you could so yeah. I have a cadence for agents that I created. It's like stats of the month, so you do like the analytical like stats, prices, square foot prices and stuff like that. Stats of the month, restaurant of the month, like a restaurant you want to showcase. Tell your story, you go in there and you have the shrimp etouffee and the service and all that. And by the way, restaurant of the month, they reply back for a chance to win a $50 gift card. People will engage. And then we had deal of the month. So we had stats of the month, restaurant of the month, deal of the month, and news of the month. So, like a development happening or like, festival or whatever. But again, short, sweet, to the point, a sentence or two with your opinions on things. Like, don't just say, like, if you guys are sending just like newsletters with like just cold, hard data, they're getting that from like 15 other agents, and you're literally commoditizing yourself. But if you say, here's all the stats, and here's what I think about it, here are my opinions on these stats. Now you completely separated yourself from the pack, and you're creating a different level of value, and they're going to see you as a step above all the other agents that are just sending out these automated emails. It's just not, the automated email game is just not, it's not going to work. It's almost like when people see automated emails, you know what they think? Lazy. When people see generic content on social, like you hired a company to do like, it's like you in front of a turkey on Thanksgiving and weird stuff like that, they just think lazy. Now they want to see authenticity nowadays, especially in this new AI phase that we're going into, where there's going to be a lot of AI stuff. People want to see authenticity from you. They want to know like this is the real you and stuff. And that's why I think also low effort content, just talking straight into camera, straight into, camera on social, is going to continue to be worth more and more and more. It's going to be more and more valuable. I even think like going live, like at a listing, is something to be thought about. Um, just in today's world, you don't see it a lot. You don't see people going live from listings. You could be different. Like you're going live. You could like build up the hype in your weekly email. You could say, like, I'm launching a brand new listing at, like Thursday at 1 o'clock, and you're at the listing, and then like you invite everybody in your weekly email list to just look at the house with you live. Like there's so many different things you can do to show authenticity and create engagement and build relationships, etc. But you can't be scared of people unsubscribing because that's literally the name of the game. You know how many people unfollow me every day? It's like hundreds of people unfollow me every day. And like that's an interesting thing to tell you guys. And so here's something interesting to think about when you think about unsubscribes and unfollows and things like that. At the more time goes on and the more people you add to your database and the more people that unsubscribe, you're slowly building that base of loyal people though. So like say you gain 100 followers and you lose 100 followers, your your base of loyal people. And so the 100 followers that followed you today, like some of those are going to unfollow you later, but some of them are going to love you forever. And so even though you still have the same amount of followers, let's say in a year, you've got a higher percentage of those followers who love you more, who love you. Same thing with your weekly email. Like if you add 30 this month and you lose 30 this month, it's the same number. It's still a more valuable database, even though it's the same number. So, Think about things, think it through, guys. You know, the more people that know who you are, what you do, and you're here to help, the more successful you're going to be. So don't sit around and just live off trying to call some people to stay in touch with people. It's not scalable. And if you don't have a scalable system to make sure people never forget you, then you'll never grow, let's just say.
Awesome. Anybody else have questions for Ricky?
Hi, Ricky. This is Sam. Thank you for your time.
Turn your
Uh,
camera
we-
on, Sam. Let's see what you got going on.
my camera doesn't work today. I don't know. I was working on it, but hopefully next time. My question is, in some of the Chicago suburbs, the market is so hot, you have to go 5 to 10% higher than asking price,
Yep.
and putting your customer right on the hole from the beginning, because the property won't appraise, and they ask
Yes.
you to sign the appraiser waiver
Yep.
and to get the deal done.
Yep.
Do you suggest to going that way, or not
No,
very
it depends.
ethical?
No. That's up to the buyer, not us.
Yeah, the buyer that trusts your advice or your expertise.
Yeah. It
And
depends on how much they want the home. Like it's literally like your advice is your advice, but at the end of the day, it's their decision.
yeah, in last 3 weeks, I lost about 5 offers, and I went
You know,
over to.
you want me to tell you how to win every single multiple offer situation?
Uh,
You ready?
yes, ready.
Okay, here we go. Write this down. Be the listing agent.
Okay.
Be the listing agent, man. You're in a hot market. Go get how many listings you got?
6.
Let's go. Yes.
Okay.
Now let's get to 10. Let's get to 15. Let's get to 20. Let's get to 30. I always had 20 to 30 active listings at all times, which, the market fluctuates. So if things are flying off the shelf, it's harder to keep that much inventory. When things were really hot, like 2021, when I was still in the business in 21, I had like five, five, six, seven, eight, when I normally had, 20 to 30 active listings at all times. So, the market can fluctuate that number. But how many pending deals do you got?
3.
Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, man, to answer your question, it's just up to the buyer. It's like, how bad do they want this house? Are they willing to risk that appraisal, waiver, etc. So I wouldn't put so much weight on like it's up to me to make this decision for them, or that I can't advise them on something, and then it go the wrong way. It's like you put the information out there and let them make the decision based on what they want to do. um, Tell them the risks. Say, look, if you're getting a loan and it comes in, if the appraisal comes in under and we've waived that, we'll have to come up with the cash difference. Are you prepared to do that? Do you want the house that bad? And some of them, Sam, will say, absolutely, I want this house that bad. I'm going to lose it if I don't. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and I have the cash and I'm ready to roll. Right. And other people will say, nah, we don't really want to take that risk. And so you don't take the risk. Again, Sam, going back to one of my original theses of this call, and that is we're here to help people do whatever it is they want to do. If we lose a deal because our client decided that they didn't want that deal, then we did our job.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. As
Yes.
long as
What's that?
Yeah, as long as they are happy and they want to take a risk, I mean, I let them go, because it doesn't make that much difference in their mortgage payment. $100,000 more will add about $300 to $400 to their mortgage payment, but they don't care. They want the house,
There you go.
and they
There
And
want
you
the
that's
go.
why it's
smallest
not your
rate.
decision. Yeah,
There
right.
you go. There you go. They want the house. They're happy with whatever it ends up being. Like, let's go. If you don't have the money, you don't feel good about it, let's go find you a cheaper house or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
dude, you got it.
And
Right,
yeah,
right.
my other question is when you have a listing and showing slowing down,
Yeah,
all the expert telling you, oh, your price is high, you have to drop your price.
doesn't matter what they say. Only
Do you
matters what the
think
seller,
that
huh?
the economy, the gas price, or
None of that
anything,
matters. None of that matters.
none of them matter?
Completely
Okay.
irrelevant, completely irrelevant. The
And
only thing that matters is what that seller wants to do and that you're helping them do. So here's what I'll tell you guys here. When you list a property and it doesn't sell quickly, like the seller might have thought it would, the seller immediately starts thinking about plan B. What they're going to do,
1701 Golf Road.
they're thinking about what
Proceed
they're
to
going to do
West
if
Slope
this
Creek Lane, then turn
they're think
left.
they're thinking about what they're going to do if this property doesn't sell. And it's up to us as agents to reestablish that motivation, right? Like we walk into it and after 30 days, we think that they still have the same direction they want to go in. But the thing is that direction has changed now that they have real data with the house on the market. And it's our job to understand what that new direction is. And most agents won't go there and reestablish the whys and what they want to do and all these things, 2 weeks in, 30 days in, so they can really understand how to best represent the seller. So like just go back to the drawing board, like you don't even have the listing and talk to them about why they want to sell. Okay, you don't want to reduce the price, or what are you going to do if it doesn't sell? Or are you going to keep it? You're going to rent it? You're going to keep living there? Like, what are you going to do if it doesn't sell? I need to understand what your plan B is so that I can best represent you at the highest level. And so you just have to go in and reestablish what that motivation is. It doesn't matter what gas prices are and interest rates and why it's not selling. None of that matters. What matters is what the seller wants to do now that we know all these things. And now, if we have that information, now we can take that information and we can best serve them and best represent them and help them do what they're actually wanting to do because we have no control over it. If we could make listings sell, there would be no listings. We would literally make them sell before they even hit the market. Right? We have no control over days on the market, when somebody's going to buy something, when a listing is going to sell. We have zero control over anything. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do to make a listing sell. People think I'm going to do Facebook ads. I'm going to do an awesome video. I'm going to make calls. I'm going to send a postcard. None of that makes a house sell for more money faster. It's going to sell when it wants to sell, not when you want it to sell. So let it sell when it wants to sell, and focus your time, Sam. Focus your time on getting more listings. You need
easy.
10, you need 15, you need 20, you need 30. Got it?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Let's go, Sam. Give it up for Sam.
Thank you, Ricky.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I hope you guys are fired up, ready to run through a brick wall. Because, everything I talked about today is truth. You can go back and look at all the data that I talked about. It's all 100% fact check everything I said. Like, we're on the cusp of one of the greatest runs in real estate we've ever seen for the next 5 years, let's call it. And you guys are on the front end of it. So don't let it slip through your fingers. Like, go all in, believe it 100%, believe in yourself 100%, and build that infrastructure the way you need to build it so that you can handle, like 10 to 15 pending deals at once, because it's coming.
Right.
Cool. Love you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We
Yeah.
appreciate all your time, and I thank everyone for attending today.
See you guys. Much love. God bless. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.